Jeff. Um, as we gather this evening, we pause to remember that in this province we live and work on lands that are by law the unceded territories of the Wabanaki peoples, predominantly the land of the Mi'kmaq. May we live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with its people. We also recognize that African Nova Scotians, whose culture, heritage, and history have been and remain a key part of our province for more than 400 years. I'd like to ask for the approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Dorrington.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the consent agenda, which includes the minutes and the proclamations.
So moved, Your Worship.
I'll second that.
Moved by Councillor McDonald, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, everyone. On to the approval of the reports. So the Committee of the Whole report.
I'll move that we accept the Committee of the Whole report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Finance report.
Yes, Your Worship. I'll move the adoption of the finance report.
Moved by Councillor McKenna.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Engineering and Public Works report.
Yes, Your Worship. I'll move that we accept the Engineering and Public Works report as submitted.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
No.
Seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Any questions on the motion?
Just a comment.
Yes.
I had a citizen reach out today that just wanted to pass along kudos to the Public Works Department for the work that they did in removing some cold asphalt that was done earlier in the year and ended up on their property with all the snow plowing. So I just wanted to pass that along and say good job. Thank you.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Any further questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Solid Waste report.
Circulated.
Moved by Councillor Dorrington.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any question on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Police report.
Yes, Your Honor, Your Mayor, Your Worship, I would move we accept the report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Fraser.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions or comments on the motion?
Question?
Go ahead, Councillor McKenna.
Yes, through to the Chief. I just wanted to ask a question about now that with regard to Trenton Police Services being covered by the RCMP and no longer by New Glasgow, has there been a formula determined how we deal with court-related costs and that with the, I know it was discussed at one time, but has that been worked out?
Yes, Councillor McKenna, we have come up with an estimate with expected costs based on court appearances for officers, as well as hardware costs associated to data and evidence transfer. That's been presented to the town of Trenton.
Thank you.
Comment and maybe a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, I'll say it every month. I can't commend Constable Heighton enough for the work that she's doing downtown. It's just the report consistently every month. It's a drop in here, a talk there, and even on my way to the meeting today, she was out on the street and gave a wave, and it's a nice presence to see. That was my first comment. I do have to say how thoroughly disappointed I am with the fact that Viola's Place has stopped the drop-in meetings with the clients there at the center. I thought it seemed to be beneficial and there was good feedback from some of the clientele there. So I do have to express my disappointment with that. And my next point, I did ask Inspector Bannerman last month about the decline in the number of calls to the shelter. I noticed it was 9 last month. It was 9 again this month. Do you have any concerns that calls are not being made because of statistics?
Thank you, Councillor McDonald, for your comments with respect to Constable Heighton. I certainly share the same feelings with respect to visibility and feedback, and everything seems to be going very well with that program since January. So it's very much appreciated. With respect to the declining calls for service, I could only speculate. I don't have information specifically to say why the drop in calls for service. We know that through our dialogue at the liaison meetings and through some of the conversations at the relocation redesign committee, that maybe with the implementation of some things that they're doing differently there, we could speculate that could be an impact. Whether that's accurate or not, I couldn't speak to that with that would be grounded in any evidence.
That's my hope. I mean, my hope is that there were some changes that is the reason why there's a drop in the calls, but it just came on the heels of certain comments, and so I just want to be diligent that it's not due to statistics, because of course we want them to use the services as much as any other citizen in the town when necessary. And last comment, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's just, you were away last month, and Inspector Bannerman, the traffic report did come in for Monroe Avenue. Thank you for that. It happened quickly. I was able to pass it along. Hopefully some of the citizens on Monroe Avenue will get somewhere with Canada Post. But there was a question raised about the Willow Avenue stop sign that was put in at Mayflower, because I think that they were kind of looking for the same idea at 8th and Monroe. And so there was a question about whether or not that traffic study was available. I think the one at Willow just went in 2024.
Yes, we have. So, I'd be confident in saying that the data would be very similar in terms of speeds, and actually maybe the speeds would be slower with the stop sign in place there now.
Yeah.
There were more, if I recall. I do not have that report.
And I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
But I do recall that there being environmental factors that would be different than that intersection in terms of line of sight and the crest of that hill as well. So there were some factors that went into the implementation of that particular stop sign that wouldn't be relevant to 8th Street.
Right. And of course, I'm no expert in the matter, but there was just discussion that, Willow does already have a couple of stop signs. So you would assume that the speed would slow them down before they ever got to Mayflower. And so the question was posed, was there a traffic authority done on Willow to implement that particular stop sign, and if it was available?
There wasn't a specific study for that intersection, but what I can say is that the data from the device would be very similar.
Right.
I do know that we wouldn't have the volume, and we wouldn't have police occurrences in terms of collisions at that intersection to support a stop sign. I'm confident in saying essentially I know what the outcome of the study would be, but if it is requested, then we could put that on the agenda.
Yeah, I think I don't know that the issue's been laid to rest on Monroe yet, just because there's several people complaining about the speed, even though the authority does show that the speed is average.
Yeah.
And so when presented with that report, I think the comparison came up with Willow, because it was like, well, Willow would never be fast enough, you would think, to put a stop sign at Monroe, at Mayflower, but there was, and so they just questioned that traffic authority for the reasoning behind that stop sign going into place.
What I can do, Councillor McDonald, is I can review that recommendation.
Yeah.
I believe one of the significant contributing factors was the environmental design with the line of sight in terms of the grade, the incline from Willow westbound to Mayflower, and I think that was the difference maker in that one. Perfect.
And of course, our assumption is always just speed would be the reason why a stop sign would go in place. So thank you for that information. Yeah,
and it should be noted that speed is not generally considered one of the
factors. Yeah.
It's not used. Stop signs, by way of standards, are not used to control speed.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions?
Question.
Comments? Go ahead.
Okay. Chief Lil, I echo what Councillor McDonald has said with regards to community policing and Constable Heighton and all the other officers for that matter. You do excellent work. I am very concerned about the recent, the shelter recently not welcoming in Constable Heighton. It's Constable, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to disrespectful. Anyway, got to get the rank right. But anyhow, I think that knowing what the evidence says about community policing, and especially with this vulnerable population, it's very important to be able to build those relationships within our community, and it speaks also to community safety. I'm wondering, my question, sorry, is do you foresee any further conversations or developments to kind of bridge that gap so that that can continue or resume in a meaningful way?
Thanks, Councillor Peters. So I have addressed this. There is dialogue on the issue. There's been a couple of occasions where that correspondence was shared directly with Constable Heighton and then forwarded on to me. And then I've taken it upon myself on understanding and appreciating the value and the significance of that relationship, particularly with vulnerable populations who may not have historically the best relationship with law enforcement. So even a greater need to try to close that gap. And Becky has been doing a fantastic job in building those relationships, and we do have some living examples of where that has already paid dividends in terms of folks reaching out directly to Becky who have been victims of crime, who otherwise may have not reported it to police. We do have those living examples, and I have expressed that. I've expressed my concerns equally to yours. I'm confident that we will have more dialogue on it. In particular, I've asked to table it at the next liaison committee for open and transparent discussion. So that's where it stands now. I'm open to those conversations, but at the same time, we're not standing still as well. I've had many conversations with Becky, and we've talked about what we can control and what we can't control in the situation, and we are focused on the workarounds and the contacts that she can have with most of those folks. That doesn't necessarily have to be at the shelter. She's still continuing to build those relationships and create meaningful pathways and alternatives to contact at the shelter.
Thank you.
Just one more comment.
Thanks. Go ahead.
I did see in the report that she had opened some office hours too. So maybe that will mitigate some of those issues, and maybe some of those vulnerable persons will attend at her office, maybe, is my hope too.
They already have.
Yeah. And hopefully that will, so was that intentional? Like the office hours was to try to mitigate?
Yeah,
some of
well,
that?
one of the challenges since the opening of the office is the accessibility. So the two officers that regularly work out of there is Constable Heighton and our bylaw officer, Sean. So most of their work takes place outside of the office.
Right.
So we've received a lot of feedback that people would go to the door, it would be locked, nobody would be there. That's because they were out in community doing the work, and we don't have a staff member to put in there during the day. So one of Becky's intentions when she went into the position in January was to come up with a dedicated schedule that she could advertise to the community so people would know when she would be there, and it would be a little bit more accessible.
Great. Again, doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions?
Yes, sure.
Oh, go ahead, Councillor Fraser.
Yes, sure. Worship. I would just like to further share some questions and comments. Your community outreach is, I think, what's really noticeable with the way our community is being policed, community policing. And I've noticed a couple things, like I forget which place it is, but the cup of coffee with a cop. Okay. I'm almost ready to go. In any case, senior citizens police academy. Okay. These are things that I don't think were ever even thought about before reached the present staff we have now in law enforcement. So I just look at those items and think, the general population has to be recognized that we have police that's engaged, police force that's really engaged, and I think it's evident by what we've been just talking with in the last 10 minutes. So I won't go on anymore. Thank you.
I appreciate your comments, Councillor Fraser, and that is one of our main goals is to be, again, I use the word accessible, to be accessible to the community. People feel comfortable reaching out to law enforcement in many different ways. We want to try to create as many opportunities to do that. And the Coffee with a Cop has been very successful. It's a very informal, kind of guard down, relaxed environment where people can have some candid conversations and seem to be growing in popularity and attendance and very, very well received both by the community and from the different restaurants and coffee shops that have been hosting us. We have people calling us now to ask us to host them there, so it's very well received.
That's great. Good. Any further questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Chief Leo. Community development report.
Accepted as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Dorrington,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Business Development Officer report.
Your worship, I'll motion that we accept the business development officer's report as submitted.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second it.
that.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The fire report and fire inspection report.
Yes, Your Worship, I move that we accept the fire report and fire inspection report as circulated.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters, seconded by Councillor Dorrington.
Question.
Go ahead.
Thank you, through the chief. Just not so much a question as a comment and commendation for your team and the fire that they fought hard and many long hours in that on Provost Street, and the tragedy that it was for the businesses in the downtown core. Tragedy for the town, but most of all for the people that lived and worked there. So thank you again for your team and the work that they did.
Thank you, Councillor.
Question.
Go ahead.
Yep. Just like to make more of a comment and maybe kudos for your initiative for your fire cadet program that will start in September. So very much supportive of that initiative. And maybe if you don't mind, maybe you could give us some comments on it.
Sure. Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Yeah, so with recruiting, retention, it's become a struggle through all types of, all different levels of the fire service, rural and town. So this program has been in the high schools for a little bit now. And we decided to take our memberships kind of supportive role in it and develop it to a level 1 training standard for firefighting, basic firefighting that the students will achieve, and they get a course credit out of it. So this is working with the school board at the North Nova Education Center. One of our firefighters is actually a teacher out there, so he's kind of spearheading that side for us. And we have 20 applicants already, not all from the town, but 20 people took out applications right so far, so it's been well received. So we'll going to dive into the numbers, see where people are from, and do a parent kid meeting. That way the parents can get up to speed on what their outcome is, for our goal is with this course and with the students, and hopefully make future firefighters, if not in town, at least maybe even the rural areas, so everybody benefits from it.
No, kudos on the program and the initiative. So I know for myself, you have my full support, and I don't want to speak for the rest of council, but I'm sure they're very supportive also.
Thank you, Councilman.
I see Northumberland's already trying to duplicate it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been enrolled in both high schools for a few years. It's kind of just needed a little push, so
Yeah,
we
it's
kind of
great.
took that step up and had the members that were interested in providing.
Great. Go ahead, Councillor Dorrington.
Chief, just wondering, in terms of, so you had so many applicants or 20 applicants, do you know the gender breakdown of those?
Councillor Doran, thanks for the question. No, not right at the moment. Our firefighter that's on the school, teacher at the school, just said he handed out 20 applicants. So he says there are a few from the town of Glasgow, but other areas as well. So we're going to have a meeting, sit down, maybe work with the rural departments as well. We'll get a better idea of where this is heading. Because we definitely don't want to discourage any student from proceeding for this training. So.
Great.
The reason I ask that is that there's some female firefighters out of HRM, and they have a week-long summer camp for females in non-traditional occupations, aka firefighters. And so I was just wondering if those two schools are doing something, and there's some females there that might be something you can link them to as an added carrot to entice them.
Definitely, we'll take that into
Trip to Halifax.
Yeah, we'll look at that and anything that we can do to kind of draw the attention to it and get people interested in it. There's a place for everybody, so yes, definitely.
Great.
Thank you, Councilor Dorn.
Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The building report,
I'll move that we accept the building report as circulated.
moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
Second that, Your Worship.
moved by Councillor Fraser. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There's no information technology report this month. So on to Human Resources and Corporate Communications report.
Yes, Your Worship, I move that we adopt the report as circulated.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I just want to say to the directors whose reports were not commented on, it doesn't mean that that they weren't fabulous. There's lots of good things in all the
of the
reports for
are
sure,
great,
and I appreciate all your work always. On to motions. Motion to adopt the policy, the tax exemption.
Yes, Your Worship. I would so move. You want it read? Yes.
If you have it there.
It was regularly moved and seconded that at the meeting to be held on Monday, April 20th, 2026, council intends to pass a motion. That is,
No.
okay, I think I'm on the wrong path. I should, yeah, okay.
I have it up
Yeah, I had that all
if you want.
there. Okay, looks the same. Sorry, correction?
That's okay.
Didn't sound right. I hereby move pursuant to Section 69 of the Municipal Government Act that a property tax exemption in the maximum amount of $414 for the taxation year 26-27 be granted to a person whose property is assessed as taxable property in the town of Glasgow and is occupied by that person as his or her principal residence and whose total income for the calendar year 2025 from all sources, including the income of a spouse or partner and other family members residing in the same property, but excluding an allowance or pension paid pursuant to the War Veterans Allowance Act, is equal or less than $24,855. Thank you.
I'll second that motion. Your
Okay,
Worship.
moved by Councillor Fraser, seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Under new business, our accounts.
Yes, Your Worship, I would move that we pay the accounts as circulated in our package.
Moved by Councillor Fraser,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
take just a couple of minutes. Agenda. Moved by Councillor Dorrington,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, everyone. We have a motion to formally approve the recommendation report for a pre-approval of the budget to issue the tender for patching.
Yes, Your
We need
Worship.
formal approval.
Yep. Yes, Your Worship. I'll move forward that we formally approve the recommendation report for the pre-approval of the budget to issue the tender.
Thank
I'll
you.
second that.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We need to formally approve the recommendation report for authorization to request borrowing not to exceed $1,350,000 over terms not to exceed 20 years for general capital expenditures at an interest rate not to exceed 7%.
Yes, Your Worship. I'll also recommend that we move forward with this recommendation.
Formally approve. Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we're asking to formally approve the recommendation report for authorization to request borrowing not to exceed $400,000 over terms not to exceed 20 years for general capital expenditures at an interest rate not to exceed 7%.
I'll move that we formally approve the
This is on the
recommendation.
water utility, I should say. Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
C.
We have a recommendation from the Assistant Director of Engineering and Public Works regarding the Little Harbor Road Water Line Award.
Yes, Your Worship, I would move that we accept this recommendation.
I'll
Mo-
second that.
Moved by Councillor Fraser, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a recommendation. Oh, sorry. We have a recommendation from the Community Development Director The recommendation is the Community Development Advisory Committee recommends Art McLean as the recipient of the 2026 Nova Scotia Volunteer of the Year Award for the town of New Glasgow.
Yes, Your, yeah, yes, Your Worship, I would move that we proceed with that recommendation.
I'll second that.
Moved by Councillor Fraser, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And just a reminder to everyone, our volunteer awards are taking place on Wednesday evening at Glasgow Square. And I missed,
Could we qualify which Art McLean is receiving this award?
The
Fire-
retired fire.
Bruce, yes. Oh, sorry, and we're gonna go back to D, and the recommendation from the Corporate Services Assistant Director of Engineering and Public Works is for council to approve the water utility operating and capital budgets for fiscal 27. Moved by Councillor Dorrington.
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, we have what did I miss? Yes, I got it. Okay, we have it's a recommendation for, from the Director of Community Development on downtown considerations. The recommendation is a motion to direct staff to undertake the research and explore funding opportunities to develop the following: vacant and underutilized commercial and residential property bylaw, facade improvement program, phase-in tax bylaw for designated business improvement district, and an updated downtown revitalization strategy.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? I did just want to comment that, as is in the report, that this came forth from the BAC committee, and we were pleased to move that report to this stage.
Yes.
I would, if I might.
Yes.
Your Worship, thank you very much for putting this forward. It is very much needed in our downtown core, and I'm looking forward to the revitalization.
Now more than ever.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you for that. Any further questions?
Just a comment that I think
Sure.
the recommendation was really well done. So
Yeah.
kudos on that one.
Yeah, very much
Coming
so.
from the BA, like being on the BAC committee and then
Yes.
seeing the recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Michelle, in particular. Okay. Under committee reports, we have a memo from the Pictou County Shared Service Authority.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Move. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back to G. A memo from our active living coordinator on the March break program update.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And thank you to Veronica for putting that together. Okay, now we're moving to committee reports. There's a memo from the Pictou County Shared Service Authority.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you to our CAO for putting that together. We have a memo regarding the mayor's and warden meeting held on April 17th.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
It wasn't held on April 17th, it was April 9th, sorry. Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. As well put together by RCA. We have a memo regarding the Pictou County partnership received from the Liaison and Oversight Committee, the strategic plan and the business plan. I know I just missed something.
Transit. Which one are we on here?
We're on the Pictou County partnership. We're doing D before C.
Okay.
Okay.
I would move that we accept.
Moved by Councillor Fraser.
Also,
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now C. We have a memo on the Pictou County from the Pictou County Transit Authority. On the memo included the AGM and the regular meeting.
I'll move that we accept the memo as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Fraser. Any questions on the motion?
Just a
Yeah,
comment,
go ahead.
Your Worship. Just the ridership since the expansion of the routes, the numbers are really showing that it's really very successful and growing. It's awesome.
I was gonna say the same. The bus goes by my house every day, and it's usually full. Like there's always, it's never empty. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I just want to just comment on that. In the report, there was a statement where it said that the ridership on the main route has dropped a little, but to clarify that, it's dropped because those people are often counted in the expansion numbers.
Right.
So it continues to be growing and successful. And there was a little bit of work done with a group that came in to look at the expansion services about over the last 6 months or so. And they looked at ways to improve the original expansion route. And it seems to have worked. It's, the improvements that they recommended and things like that. So yeah, they're seeing really much better uptake. So they've got another year left in the pilot, and we're hoping to see it continue.
Happy Cities, is it?
Pardon me?
What, Happy City?
Happy Cities did the study.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying, oh, sorry, go ahead, Councillor Dorrington.
With the concern from the Quinn property having a bus stop there, the big thing is, and I know I've brought it up in council in the past, is that they can walk from their current location. They'd have to walk down to Eastern Road up to the bottom of Locks, cross over Eastern Road, and there's no sidewalk then for them to walk once they get inside the mall property. So they're out there walking amongst the traffic. I said
Yes. So that was
a
just
concern.
that was discussed at the meeting.
Yeah.
And the executive director has been requested to reach out to Crombie and look at that as a first step because that is their property.
Yeah.
So that was addressed through that discussion.
Thank you very much.
Any further comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you to our Director of Corporate Services for putting that together. Okay, on to the Ward 2 citizen appointment to the Glasgow we just call it New Glasgow Police Department.
Yeah, we've
taken
started
the
to drop
R out.
regional.
New Glasgow Police Department, New Glasgow Police Commission. So the recommendation to council, if someone would like to make that motion.
Yes, Your Worship, I would like to make a motion that we accept the appointment of Jen McKinnon for the New Glasgow Police Commission, Ward 2 citizen representative.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that, and we're really pleased to welcome Jen to the commission as well. And Chief Leo, do you know the date of the next police commission meeting? I think it's May.
First Monday.
It's not super important, just so that we,
June 8th, Your Worship.
oh, not till June,
June
okay.
8th at 6 p.m.
We can get the, all the information and study materials together to pass out to our new commission members. Okay. Under new business, we have a letter from Tidal Bay Community Land Cooperative,
Motion to receive?
moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that, Your Worship.
seconded by Councillor Fraser. Any questions on the motion? All in, I'm just worried there's an ask in
Should,
this.
should we refer that, Your Worship, should we refer that to budget?
I would think right away that seems like,
I would refer it to staff for an analysis.
yes.
Because there's a lot of considerations to make, and then if there's an appetite of council, there'd have to be an amendment to the property tax exemption bylaw for inclusion. So there's a fair amount of work. So I'd refer to staff to come back to council.
Okay. Within, do you want to set a time or do we need to do that?
Well, I don't think we can with current priorities.
Okay,
Well,
okay, thank you. Okay, so the motion is to move this to staff for,
Analysis.
okay, so moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
seconded by Clyde.
seconded by Councillor Fraser. Any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. A letter from the municipality of Barrington
Yes, Your Worship, motion to receive.
by Councillor McKenna, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. A letter from Crombie.
Yes, Your Worship, I would move that we refer this to, I think we should refer to somebody.
Staff.
Staff, maybe. and,
They're actually looking for an
tomorrow.
exemption to the noise bylaw, and it
Yes.
is
Under
something that was
Yes.
granted last year by
Mhm.
council, and they're just continuing their annual request.
When I read this, it made a lot of sense.
Yes, so they we initiated that last year. They made the request because we had one complainant with
Mhm.
respect to the noise.
Mhm.
So the approach they took was to actually ask for an exemption, which was
Okay.
granted last year. So this is actually an annual request that they're making.
So we're approving the request.
Yes, fair enough.
Motion to approve,
I would move that we approve their.
moved by
I'll second-
Councillor
I'll second
Fraser,
that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And just as a follow-up, because it's an approval by councils, similar to what we do with the fireworks, is that we'd actually put a notification on our social media so that people are aware that there is an exemption granted, and hopefully that would mitigate any complaints coming forward.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have a memo, a request for regional homelessness response table. That came from the mayors and wardens meeting,
Motion to receive?
moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to adjourn and moving camera.
Just moving camera.
Oh, excuse me, motion to move in camera.
So moved.
We'll come out in camera and then adjourn.
Isn't it nice to, it's a compliment.